You know, if
You'd
you're
have
doing
to
a
pass.
Vogue category, you would have to know how to
Vogue.
a house down boots.
Yeah, and there was many more, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was obviously voguing, if you do not know, was a stylized dance, which was inspired by fashion and the poses that people would do, like the makeup pose, you know, even the hands, it's very...
Oh, yeah.
Boom,
I'm living in a box. I'm living
bam.
in a cardboard box.
And a lot of people...
The kettle's on.
Gail, hurry up, we're on live.
Oh, shit, sorry.
Come on. Oh, Gail, right, come on, let's do this.
Come on, right.
Hi,
Hi,
everyone.
everyone. I'm JC.
And I'm Al.
And this
is
is where
the tea is mutual. Round of applause. That is like a stim for me now.
Live, laugh, love.
Live, laugh, love. Fuck me. It has been a day and a half. As you can see, we are looking extremely painted.
Yes.
Yeah, very fucking painted.
7 inches of makeup.
Literally, I don't think I've worn this much makeup since I was an actual man in a dress and a wig.
2016's calling our name, babe.
It really is. We just want to say thank you to everyone who is continuing to watch the show. We are very
happy, grateful.
All the positive words today, girls. And as you can see, we also are missing our headsets.
Hello, can you hear us?
Hello. So we're just going to pray to Jesus that everything works, because we always have a problem, especially with your headset, because our like plug-in is all the way over here, trying to stretch that motherfucker over here. Literally, and it's just bugging the hell out of us. So we thought, let's try it without the headsets.
And now we're here.
And we're not queer.
Category is
Fish.
men in wigs.
Men in a wig.
Cross-dresser.
But categories, speaking of,
Yeah.
is our subject. Well, a part of our subject for this week's episode.
We're entering a world, well, yeah.
A
time that wasn't very long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Where ballrooms were a thing. And before you start questioning, not ballroom dancing.
No.
The balls.
The balls. Tens across the boards.
Exactly.
And if you do not know what the ballroom scene is, you are going to be educated today, hunties.
So pull up a chair, get a coffee, and listen to us gab
Literally.
next hour.
Hopefully. Possibly.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Kinda, sorta, maybe.
We'll find out. We'll find out tomorrow when it's edited. The joys. The joys. Anywho.
Let's get this kitchen a cooking.
Let's get this kitchen a cooking. So obviously today we are talking about a very influential documentary that came out back in the year 1990. And it is all about the 1980s ballroom culture of Harlem. And if you do not know what the documentary is, it is
Paris is Burning.
Per Queen.
Come on, pray tell.
We absolutely love this documentary. It is sad. It is happy. It's exciting because you see certain people within this documentary thrive towards the end. And sadly, you see some stumble and fall. And it's just very of its time. It shows the struggles of the LGBT community back in the late 80s.
It documents performance, survival, identity, family, race, gender, and also class in Reagan-era America.
It does.
So we love that. Well,
we don't love Reagan era of America.
No.
But it follows the underground ballroom culture. Obviously, back then, it was illegal to be trans. It was illegal to be openly gay.
It wasn't illegal. It was just frowned upon.
But you could also be arrested.
Yeah, that's if they were doing like a sting on a place or something.
Yeah, and obviously back then, everything had to be underground. It's not like now where you have these gay clubs that are very, open and, just on the street. These were places typically run down, old theatres and old clubs and venues from years before. But this hasn't only been a phenomena from now or the 80s. This has been going on as early as the early 2000s. The early 20th century. And as it progressed and times moved on, it became more frequent. Yeah. It started off as a once-in-a-month event that everyone would go to. And then towards the end of the ballroom culture, it was weekly, sometimes twice a week. And obviously, it was just absolutely fabulous. Yeah. But we're going to do a massive deep dive.
We are. And I think a great thing to get started on is, although we've touched it very briefly, what is ballroom culture? And
the thing about ballroom is you've got a lot to thank from it, Jeremy, especially the lingo, like shades, clock reading, you know, all of this come from the ballroom scene.
Shake the dice and steal the rice.
Yes, girl. And all that came from it. And even the way you apply makeup, you know, contouring, highlighting, baking, you know, obviously a lot of people credit Kim Kardashian for the baking, well, Mario for the baking. What do you think queens were doing back in the day?
Quite literally, this has been common practice within the LGBT community for, I'm not going to say centuries, because that might be a dramatic,
but a while.
For a good while.
As long as I'd say loose powder was a thing, baking was definitely a thing, you know. The French in the Rococo time would pile on powder and then let it sit.
There's and then dust it off. I was just about to say, there's a scene from CoverGirl, which has got Rita Hayworth in it. Yeah. And they're doing like a makeover montage scene. And they are
packing it on.
The powder on her face. And then getting like a little brush and
dusting it off. Yeah, it's a very common thing that's been happening for a very long time. And you do have trans women and drag queens to thank for that. So you're welcome as an ex-drag queen and trans woman. You're welcome. But yeah, we're obviously going to do a big deep dive into the historical culture, what has come from it now, and literally absolutely everything that has to be in it. We have got a lot, and I mean a lot of notes.
Yeah, no, quite literally.
Literally so many notes, but we're just going to jump straight into it, I think.
Yeah. So I think to understand this film, we need to understand that the world it captured.
Yeah.
So we're talking about, obviously, as a baseline, 1980s New York City.
Yeah.
The AIDS crisis, the economic equality, racism, homophobia, and transphobia.
Transphobia. Not the phobia.
Phobia. And just prove that ballroom culture was a refuge and it was also a resistance.
Yeah.
In that time, I think it's a good leading point.
It really is, because a lot of gay people, trans people, anyone within the LGBTQ family would have been outcasted at that time from their households. Not all, but quite a lot of them were outcasted. So the balls and the ballroom scene was very the time to bring everyone together. You'd have houses which were led by mothers and fathers, mostly mothers, but there was a few fathers, and they would provide emotional support, mentorship. And I know within the remake, obviously, this documentary was a big foundation stone to the likes of Pose.
Yes,
Pose,
my favorite.
Which is one of your favorites. I have absolutely loved it too. I wish it would carry on. But that was a very dramatized version.
Yeah.
But the way in there they make it look like every every house has people living with them. That wasn't necessarily the way. A few would, but the mothers were mainly there to give guidance and supervise and just help them and maybe give them a little bit of money and, you know, just help them get on their own and spread their wings and be able to be self-sufficient.
I do just want to say as well, in terms of ballroom, in the early days, it centered on Black and Latino LGBTQ plus individuals. And I think, I am jumping a bit ahead here, but
We like
I'm
to
proving a
jump.
point, I promise.
We like the jump.
You know, I think it wasn't until Vogue became mainstream.
In
That was
the 90s,
in the
yeah.
90s, that was when
Madonna.
white people,
Yeah.
us, were welcomed into ballroom culture. I think that there was people that were
Yes,
involved.
so there were white
of our
people
race.
involved, but it was very segregated.
Yeah.
So they would be like a lot of this documentary follows Harlem,
Yeah.
which is at that time it may still be very mainly Black and Latino. So there was other areas of New York that the whites would go to. But there was also white people that would attend the balls in Harlem. But it wasn't as common. That's the word I was looking for. It wasn't as common. But at these balls, you know, you had absolutely everything. It was very inclusive. Houses being, you know, a chosen family, which is something we still have to this day as gay people and trans people. You know, we always have sisters. We have mothers and like we've kept that aspect into the 21st century, even though the ballroom phase has sadly died out. It's not as big as it used to be,
unfortunately.
and I think that's where the gay scene now is lacking. It is lacking. Do you know what I mean? I used to work the gay scene. I've worked the gay scene on and off for years across multiple different cities and countries. But the sense of community is gone. I found when these balls were a thing, you know, you had categories that you'd walk for. There was like realness, which was the ability to convincingly portray or pass as a certain identity, including exclusive, whatever that word is. Executive, which would be very business chic, soldier, schoolgirl, fish, you know, all these things. And the reason why they were put in that way was because they could never do that openly as the people that they chosen to be. So a trans woman would never be able to go and work in the business field. Or she would never be able to be a model.
It was a model.
A model, girl.
It was a place where people who were ostracized by society could express and live whatever their heart wanted. Obviously within certain grounds, like if you were doing a realness category, then you would have to be real.
Yeah.
You know, if you were doing a Vogue category, you would have to know how to Vogue the house down boots.
Yeah, and there was many more, you know what I mean? There was obviously voguing, if you do not know, was a stylized dance, which was inspired by fashion and the poses that people would do, like the makeup pose, you know, even the hands, it's very...
Oh, yeah.
Boom,
I'm living in a box. I'm living in a cardboard box.
And a lot of people obviously see this as a drag queen dance, but back then it wasn't. It was a highly skilled dance.
It is. It is funny when Elle first did those hand movements,
and I do the cheat way. I can't lie.
I'm like, I just look like I'm having some kind of seizure. I'm not gonna lie.
I do,
guys.
and the duck walk. I used to love doing the duck walk.
Yeah, okay.
You know, but you have butch queen, you had femme queen categories, you had runway, you had face. You know, face. You had, obviously, there was so many things, and you'd get scored. This is where the phrase tens across the board, because you'd be judged. Yeah. And obviously you always wanted those tens. And if you won, it meant status, it meant trophies, and it also meant recognition within the community, which obviously living your true little life at that time would have been stunning. You know, get someone to come up to you and go, girl, you did well. Boy, you did well. Yeah. Child, you did well.
I want you to join my house.
Exactly. And that was an honour.
And the three main houses were House of La Beige, House of Extravaganza, and the House of Ninja.
So within the key features of this film, obviously you have Pepe La Beige, who is the mother of House of La Beige. She was very charismatic, insightful, and deeply reflective about race and performance.
Yeah, wholeheartedly.
Do you want to say the next one, girl?
Of course. And next we have Dorian Corey. She was an older queen and she provided philosophical commentary on survival, illusion, and also a big one, aging in the scene.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous.
She was lovely, but there was a bit of controversy about her after she died.
Me wonder.
So some of you may know this story, especially if you know Pose. You'll know this story. So when she passed away, they would, I think it was her children or someone, anywho, I don't know the specifics, were searching her wardrobe, found a suitcase. And within that suitcase was a body.
A mummified body.
A mummified body. If you know Pose, you'll know this story, but this is what I've been told is very true. Obviously, Pose dramatized it and gave it to a different character, but that is what was happening. It's petrifying. We still don't know to this day if it was her who killed the person, or because a lot of these queens were involved within the crime scene, you know, to make money. If that was
whether that was accidentally or on purpose. I'm not being funny. Back then, being a member of the LGBT community, can you really blame Dorian for hiding that? And
No.
basically took her to a grave because she had been thrown in prison.
Yeah.
And God knows
what else would have happened. Obviously, I have always said I do not condone violence.
Same.
But we can kind of, in a way, understand where her mindset must have been.
Now, there's no space for it, but back then, you know, being a woman of colour, a part of the LGBT community, it wasn't looking good.
No.
For her if she did confess and be like, listen, who knows what happened, but this is what happened, you know, found him or killed him, blah, blah, blah.
It's petrifying, do you know what I mean? And it's a sad time, do you know what I mean? It's the 80s, do you know what I mean? You've got the AIDS pandemic kicking off. You've got everyone ostracizing the entire community and won't even look at them. You know, it was a scary time for them. But, you know, it's something that came out later on in life. Obviously, she had passed away when it was found. You know, everyone was shocked by it.
Yeah.
But that's what it was, do you know what I mean? It's not the first time probably something like that has happened. It's only that she got caught. Obviously, luckily enough, she wasn't alive to have the consequences.
She was posthumously caught.
Yeah. But she was laughing all the way. I think she was made up and she popped and that she weren't going to get caught. But among other key people in this film, we have Angie Extravaganza, which is mother of the House of Extravaganza, and she speaks up about dreams and struggles as a trans woman seeking love and stability, which is something we can still worry about to this day. Because
regardless of what background you come from, we all want love and stability.
Exactly.
It's just emphasised as an LGBTQ plus person.
I don't know about LGBTQ plus. I know many gay men that don't have a problem dating other gay men. I know many gay women that don't have that problem.
Fairs.
I do think because a lot of trans people are very, you know, there is obviously trans people out there that are attracted to other trans people.
Of course.
You know, but if you're not, you know what I mean? Like, it understands why trans and trans get together because they understand the struggle, they understand what it is. But obviously, quite a few of us are like me and you. You know, we like heterosexual men.
Very much so.
And to find a heterosexual man that
likes us.
That likes us and understands.
Without fetishising.
Yeah.
Us, y'all know my stance on choices.
Choices for the choices.
The same parts.
The same parts. Little does he know, I'm growing too. Love that. Tatiana with those hands. My man hands. Do you want to say the next one, girlie?
And this lady was my favourite person. I love them all.
She was one of my favourites too.
This is Venus Extravaganza. She is obviously, if you've watched the documentary or Pose or anything, she is one of the most memorable figures from the documentary. She had dreams of wealth, marriage, safety. Unfortunately, her story did take a tragic turn when she was murdered during filming. She was found strangled under a bed in a sleazy hotel. Obviously she was turning tricks, and unfortunately it didn't go well in her favour.
No. And this is something that happens a lot, especially of that time. Even now, a lot of trans people work within the sex industry, because it's the only place that will accept them, because, you know, being fetishized is an easy way to make money. And obviously at this time, it wasn't good. It wasn't healthy. It wasn't safe. And
it's a stark reminder of the violence trans women of colour have to endure.
It's scary.
Just trans people in general, in all honesty. But I do feel there is a more specific and targeted violence towards trans women of colour.
There is.
We do have white privilege, you know.
Yeah. There is still violence on both sides. I do feel, obviously, the black community is very targeted more than the white side, but there is violence on both sides. But obviously, if you have watched Pose, you will know Venus's story. She takes the story of Candy.
Yes.
Candy's story in that is basically Venus. And it's very sad because watching the documentary, you see her talk about how the plans for her life, things she wants to do, and she wants to progress beyond this.
She wanted to live a normal life.
She wants to meet a man. She wants to settle down and just live her days happy. And sadly, that was taken from her, as it has with many other trans brothers and sisters and gay brothers and sisters. Another infamous house or person would have been Willie Ninja. Obviously, we've already touched basis on Willie. Willie was a pioneer within the voguing style, and he would later influence global pop culture and fashion. Like, he was working with pop stars for their tours. He was doing fashion shows. He was one of I'd say, the select few in this documentary that did thrive.
Who made
afterwards. He throve. And obviously that come down to the fact that Madonna had brought out Vogue. Obviously, we will touch basis a little bit more into Vogue.
Move to the music.
Vogue.
Oh.
Which we love, Jamie. We love Vogue. We absolutely love that song. But obviously, within that song, the cultural impact and the legacy, obviously, it helped grow it. But at the same time, people felt a little betrayed. Like, their culture was being taken and profited against, because obviously the people who helped invent this style of Vogue and, you know, in fact, being cast aside, but they weren't making money while Madonna's sitting there making millions on this song alone.
To be honest, although I understand the monetary aspect of it, I think quite possibly in my opinion, you know, a lot of people back then might have thought, wow, okay, they're not speaking or showing me specifically, but our culture's being seen here.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh my God, is this the start of what we've wanted for so long?
Yeah, I see that.
It kind of was.
It was the start, but I think as well at the time, the AIDS epidemic was still strong. You know, they're still being ostracized. They're still getting called fit to burn on not social media, but on the news and in tabloids and papers. You know, they're getting called.
The height of the AIDS crisis, especially in New York, was in the 90s. You know, that's, although a lot of people died, all in all, from AIDS and HIV related symptoms and problems, but it wasn't, like I just said, until the mid-90s when
I think it was
hit its height.
The 80s, it was still very much strong. It's just they didn't have a full clarification on what it was. Obviously, they just thought that people were getting sick and dying. Come the 90s, obviously, they come out with like actual medical names for it and so on. And sadly, we have lost many brothers and sisters due to the virus. And it's important to remember those fallen people because
Completely.
they got no help. You know, they weren't allowed to go to a normal hospital and receive medical treatments until later in the 90s.
Imagine you have an illness and people are scared to touch you, to be around you, to even breathe the same air as you.
Yeah. It's ostracizing.
Yeah, and imagine the loneliness they must have felt, girl. Oh,
it's devastating. It is my biggest fear since I was a kid because it's been drilled into me. I was like, don't get AIDS, don't get HIV. That's why I'll take this moment to say, if you do not test on a regular basis, please go and get tested.
Especially as a person within the community.
Yeah.
You know, you can't. Better safe than sorry.
Exactly, but as within everyone, because a lot of people still have the mindset that HIV and AIDS is the gay disease. It's really not. I'm telling you, a virus can't tell the difference between gay and straight babes. Please go and get tested. We will leave a link in the description box below this video that you can order a kit from for free and have it delivered discreetly to your door, and you can send it off and no one would ever know. They would send you a text with your results within a couple of days.
And that's
the tea. Because testing is so serious.
It's fundamental.
It is fundamental. If you are old enough to be playing like that, you are old enough to be taking the necessary precautions for your health and other people's, because these diseases are not diseases, infections they call them now, isn't it? STIs is no joke. It can actually alter you forever. You know, certain infectious viruses will make women completely not able to give birth, conceive a child. Do you know what I mean? And if they were ever planned to have a family, that's just been taken away from them. So it is very important. Please go and get tested, guys, because it's the least you can do for your own safety and others. You're welcome. Look at me.
Look at me,
I'm Sandra D.
Lousy with virginity.
Won't go to bed till I'm legally wed.
I can't.
I'm Sandra D. Okay, smash that. That can be a clip.
So I think what we should talk about is the survival and the illusion aspect.
Yes, of course.
You know, of the documentary. Dorian Corey's famous line about throwing shade and surviving by illusion, it reflects a very key idea.
What is it? Tell us, JC. Please tell us.
Performance can be an armor for some.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned before, you know, it's about living a fantasy and living, not a fantasy, but
living as your true, authentic self in a safe environment.
Showing a room full of people who you truly are, who you feel you are deep down inside. Yeah. Because Ballroom is both, you know, there is an escapism.
Yes, of course there is.
To Ballroom, you know, there are those whimsical kind of themes that you can
categories.
Categories, yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Category is podcast realness.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
That's my line.
Oh, whoa, mama.
Yeah.
But I think people fail to realise, especially if you are in the community, that, or if you don't know anything about Ballroom, that it was a form of resistance. You know, it was basically, do that song, anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't. No,
yes,
you can't. Oh my God. Hello. You know, it was. Just imagine.
I know. I would have loved to have been a part. I have said it to you for so long.
Pussy left, right,
literally. What category would you walk for?
I don't know. Realness.
I could see you as realness. Or face. I could see you as face. Very face. Very pass. Very fish.
I love that. I think you'd be body.
Body. Body is tea.
Yeah, body is body and face, not gonna lie.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah. Butch queen.
Is the fishmongers open? Because you smell like tilapia.
That's realness for you, baby.
But speaking of shades.
Mental illness.
Mental illness, innit? But speaking of shade, you know, a lot of people don't understand shade. Shade comes from a place of love. Shade is pointing out the obvious.
Yeah.
And making it funny, making it relatable. There's a thin line between being nasty and being shady.
Yeah.
You know, shady would be like, you know, oh girl, you really thought you were doing something with that crinkled little top.
From the words of taking the words out of Dorian Corey's mouth, well, I will paraphrase a little bit. Shade, it's not nasty because even they know it.
Yeah.
You know, so if you have jowls, let's just say, and you're sagging a little bit on the face, and you know this, you could literally turn around and be like, I think there's, you know, y'all need a facelift.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a bit.
It's a bit, it's one of them. It's per person, like, obviously, as you know, people on a standard level, like, we know, me and you, we are shady the house down boots to each other to a point where it can be quite brutal. But we know where it comes from. Like, we know there's no malice in that. Certain people, you can't throw that much shade, do you know what I mean? You can just go to their, oh, girl, you thought you were doing something in that heel.
And they're like,
I'm like, girl, it's
what
just
do you
shade.
mean?
Just take it and do better. Yeah. You know, I think the longer you are on the scene, and obviously shade has become very unanimous with, like, RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah, of
course. You know that. But no, then.
Because reading is
what? Fundamental. But obviously, like, the ballroom scene is spread across absolutely everything, even though it's not the biggest of things anymore. But it's still here.
It's still alive today.
The lingo is here. The categories are still here. You know, RuPaul's Drag Race literally has based itself off a ballroom standards. You know, walking for categories and winning you know, the UK have repeater badges. You know, I mean, that's basically the trophy for winning. You know, all these stuff is still here. Obviously, you have Pose, which was a dramatized version of the ballroom scene, especially of the Paris is Burning. It is a very dramatized version. You know, even fashion is still taking on the aspect of what ballroom culture was. And obviously the lingo. You know, everyone knows what shade means. Everyone knows, oh girl, you're 7 at 10s.
The T.
The T is mutual. You know what I mean?
You know.
Like, all of us use the lingo.
Yeah.
Even I've seen it with even, like, 18-year-olds. Like, yes, queen. Yeah. Snaps. You know, all, like, clicking and going, yes, work it, girl. You better work.
Cover girl.
Work it, girl. Gives a twirl.
On the
runway, work. Straight to the left, work. I'll tell it to the right, work. Sachet, Shantae.
I do just want to say as well, during the filming of Paris is Burning, although Vogan was big in the ballroom scene, it didn't become mainstream until after the filming.
After the filming and with, like we said, Madonna's Vogue really brought it in. This is where Willie was able to really grow as a individual because he was the best of the best.
Completely.
You know, especially within the Harlem scene. He was known for it.
He could Vogue the
house down boots. Joey and I would not want to Vogue against him.
I would want to Vogue.
No, like, if I seen him walking for the same category as me, I'd be like, no, girl.
Yeah.
No.
Turn around and exit.
Leave. Yeah. I'll take my leave here.
You'd walk in with your purse, like the purse first.
Walk in a room, purse first.
And then it'd be like...
And out.
Yeah, literally. See you later.
But speaking of, like, the likes of Pose, we've always said, like, what character would we be? What character would you be? I know for JC exactly who I would pick for you.
Go on.
Angel.
Okay, tell me the reason why.
Because you give me her vibe, you know.
Minus the model.
No, but I could see you. You've got the face to be a model.
I need to shed a few pounds.
You're so angelic. You're so graceful with everything you do. I've seen her pick up a spoon, and I'm like this. Do you know what I mean? And she's like...
Do you reckon am I actually?
Yeah, you're so graceful. It's actually like, say, right, I don't know if you can see this. This is the spoon. This is her tea or coffee. And she's like... Whereas me, on the other hand, I'm like... Do you know what I mean? Like, she is so graceful. She's so elegant. And I could see you as Angel. Like, hands down, Angel.
Okay. I will take that. You give me Ricky.
Shade.
Which cream realness.
Which cream?
No, if I had... Bit of a tricky one for you.
I think I'm like 2.
I think you're like 2 as well. I think you are a mix of Electra.
Yeah.
Wait, no, there's 3.
Oh, there's 3.
Yeah,
Okay.
Electra,
Yeah.
Blanca,
Yeah.
and Candy.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because you are a bit... Like, listen,
yeah,
don't fuck with me, fellas.
This is my first time on the Tea is Mutual.
Oh. But then I think you like Electra because, quite frankly, I can read a little bit. I'm not as well versed as El Stefani here.
Not El Stefani.
No voice crack this time.
Yay! Working girl.
But you can read. Like, we've said house down boots like about like 17 times so far, but Elle can read.
I'm a shady
the
lady.
House to the down to the boots.
Yeah, especially if I'm comfortable around that person, I can read you to filth. I have made grown men cry with my shade. Favorite thing I ever did. I cannot lie. My favorite hobby is making men cry.
But then also Blanca.
Why Blanca?
Because I might get emotional here,
guys.
It's the most
emotional time with JC.
But what do you call it? You are a very nurturing presence.
Oh, thank you.
And in all honesty, I'm not just saying this to the camera because I've said it off camera.
Turn the camera off.
Turn the camera off. Cut the cameras.
Cut the camera.
Dead ass.
Dead ass.
But my life has, I feel so abundant in many ways for knowing you and having you in my life.
Oh, girl.
And I'm not saying that to make your head as big than it already is.
It's huge. See, that shade.
I think like your ego goes to your nose.
More shade. She said she's not that shady. Liar. Liza.
Liza Minnelli.
Lies.
But you make me feel like a better person.
Oh, girl.
You know, you make me a better person. Not feel, but you truly do.
I love you, girlie.
I love you too, Deepa.
And one more for good luck.
But I couldn't do this without anyone else. I can have a kiki with other people, you know. I can have shits and giggles, you know. I can hoot and holler. But we see each other.
We do.
You're good?
You're good, girl. You're good. Jay, I am all about hyping up, like, especially my friends, because I know, like, the mental struggles. I understand all that. I've been through them all countless of times, and I feel a lot older than what I naturally am. You know, I'm nearly 26, but I do feel like I'm in my 30s or my 40s because I've went through so much, and I do like to guide. A rough 25. I look it. Get me from my good side, Mr. Demure.
Peace, Tootsie Bud.
Better work. Cover girl.
Got it. Oh. I sound like that Pink Panther. Whatever she did.
It's lovely to meet you. To start barking at the manses.
Ladies, okay, let's just prove a point. Do you know if you feel uncomfortable with a man, all you've got, like if you're on a night out?
Literally, it works. I have done it. Yeah. I have done it. If a man comes up to me and I don't like the look of that person, no offense, you know what I mean? But I'll just go, or I just go, and start chasing them with my 6-inch heels.
Georgie!
You want a boat?
Oh my God, there's a picture there's a picture. We're gonna make a clip of this, and there's a picture that I took of Elle like 2 weeks ago. I'm putting it in the clip.
Yeah, I looked demented. It was a long day, guys. It was a long day. Don't judge.
I think that was the beginning of the day.
It was a long evening. So obviously within this documentary.
Yes.
There was obviously controversies and critiques that came along with this, a few of which being payment disputes with the documentary participants weren't fully paid. And they did feel like, what was her name, Jenny Livingston?
Jenny Livingston.
Livingston had kind of ripped them off in a way because
just double-check.
bear in mind, Jenny is a white cis woman who obviously has made a lot of money from this documentary. I don't know if she still continues to make money off this documentary. But, you know, you can watch it on YouTube. We'll link it in the description below.
Yes.
We highly recommend you do watch it. So a lot of people were feeling that way.
And I think it also raises two big questions as well. Who gets to tell whose story?
Yeah.
And then for people that are looking to get into the aspect of documentary filmmaking, how to do that ethically.
Yeah, and I think there's more, like, I think there's laws in it now, in a way.
I hope so.
I hope so. Like, obviously there's, like, the fair payments.
Well,
and
actually, girl, no, I don't think so. You know, because there was a thing with Pamela Anderson did that Lily James thing that she did.
Yeah, so obviously
Pam didn't give the okay for that.
no.
I know it was dramatised.
It's a dramatised bit. I think when it comes to that, like, it's like Pose, Jeremy. None of the girls got paid from whoever are still with us hasn't been paid from Pose for using their likeness.
Yeah.
But I think if you were to make a documentary again of Paris is Burning 2.0, hit us up. I think they would have to legally pay them. Beja. Crystal Beja.
From the house of Beja.
That's the look I went for today.
I just went for like a
very 80s.
I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Gotta let it show.
I'm coming out of your pussy hole. Now spread your legs, you little hoe. Yeah. I'm great of a lyricist. Lyricist? That's
Lyricist.
Lyricist.
A lyricist.
Lyricist. Lyricist over there. But obviously, it's also who gets to tell whose story, ethical documentary, filmmaking, and, you know, just all that stuff. And obviously, people weren't very happy when it released because it was LGBTQIA plus communities on the TV, darling.
Because it was bringing visibility, you know.
It was controversy on both sides, do you know what I mean? Hey.
Involuntarily. Muscle memory.
But it just shows you can never make anyone fully, truly happy on either side. You know, the girls obviously felt like they have been, you know, exploited and haven't been paid accordingly. And then obviously the viewers who ever got to see it and who didn't appreciate the time was obviously also on the other end going, I don't want to see no faggot on my TV. No cross-dressers will be on my TV. And it's still like that now.
Very much so.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I remember, was it Sex Education, and Bella from TikTok was on it, and there was Meza, that a tranny was on TV. I was like, oh my God, girl.
What are we in? The 1980s?
80s? 90s? 2000s? No, honey, it's 2026. Get a grip.
Does not feel like 2026.
No, it doesn't. It feels like fucking 1984 all over again.
Well, it's turning that way.
It is,
girl.
girl.
With the social and political climate, it's absolutely astronomical.
It really is. I just want to reflect on, you know, this not the segment, but as a whole, you know, like, what moment hit you the hardest within the documentary?
The whole documentary.
The whole.
In all honesty, there's not. Well, I guess there are certain nuances within the documentary, you know, i.e. Venus Extravaganza, and, you know, learning about the deaths of people that were in the documentary. I would say Venus specifically, because she was she was the only cast member that was murdered. Yeah. Well, you know, not the only person, but the only cast member. Yeah. But it's the documentary as a whole. You know, although there's RuPaul's Drag Race and Pose, there's barely any actual proof.
Yeah. Until Paris is Burning. Obviously, Paris is the one.
No, that's what I meant.
Yeah, no, of course. No. Obviously, these other shows have took it on, but Paris is Burning is the ultimate. It is where you're going to get your education from. And for me, what hit me the hardest was Candy's not Candy's, Venus. Was Venus's death, because you did really watch her, you know, from the beginning, sitting on a bed, telling the camera and us as the viewer what she wanted from her life, and she was so happy. Her family did, you know, and she was so happy. Yeah, was she happy she had to do sex work? No. But she was like, this is what us girls have to do to make a living. And sadly, that's what she did. And sadly, that's what also killed her. And it's sad because the person who did it has never been caught.
Bastard.
Will never be. And it was something that really stuck with me. And when I transitioned...
It's scary, girl.
It is. It's scary. And obviously, going off that, what feels most relevant from it today?
The fact that there are still trans individuals, whether it be of colour or not, still being murdered to this very day. Every day we walk down the street, it is a protest.
It is.
Silent. Although it can be silent.
It can be silent, but it's very vocal in the way you look. Do you know, if you are a drag queen, if you leave the house in a pair of heels and a wig...
A look speak 1,000 words.
It does. Do you know, I mean, that's a protest within itself. If you are a trans woman and you choose to...
Every living, breathing, aching moment is
a protest.
And unfortunately, a lot of our divas' lives have ended.
Because of that protest and of what they've had to say, which is absolutely petrifying. And I agree, it's exactly what resonates with me still. And obviously within the year of 2026, it's still it's still a big thing. It wasn't long ago someone was absolutely butchered and, you know, all of our arms were broken and left in a lake, not a lake, into a river to drown. It is absolutely petrifying, but we've got to prepare for the worst and hope for the best, my lovelies. It won't always be this bad, but it will forever be good.
Yeah.
But...
and that leads into community.
Yeah.
Community is what makes it better.
It is, and that's something that we have tried to make here, and it is something we will continue to try. But we are succeeding.
We have made a community.
We have...
Albeit
virtually
10 people or 50 people or 1,000 people, you know, it is a community.
It is a community, and we always want
we are your mothers.
Your mothers.
Opening now the House of Monroe.
Maybe not Monroe.
What would you say then?
House of Tea.
House of Tea.
House of Tea.
House of Mutuali'TEA.
Mutuali'TEA. Yes, bitch. I like it.
We'll work on it.
We'll work on it. We'll come back to you in a couple of months when we've worked out the kinks.
Yes.
But obviously, we've talked a lot about this documentary, and within the things that have really brought this to light, we do recommend you do really go and watch the documentary. It is such an eye-opening experience, especially if you've watched Pose. Please do go and watch Paris is Burning.
Yes.
We will, like I said, we will link it in the description bar below. So it's a nice, easy click for you. It is such a good watch. Obviously heartbreaking and sad. Do you have anything final to say, my lovely?
I do just want to say that not many people are commenting, and we're not that fussed. You know, it's there if you want to, it's there if you don't want to. But I think I speak for the pair of us. We want to invite you, the viewers, our watchers, to have a discussion on identity, community, and chosen family. You know, what matters to you, and where can you see our identities progressing to in the future, etc. Or any stories you want to provide us with.
Exactly. And obviously, if there's certain conversations you would like us to speak on,
let us know.
Let us know. You can contact us via Instagram, TikTok at the Tea is Mutual Podcast, or you can email us directly at the Tea is Mutual Podcast at gmail.com. Smash that. Or you can, you know, just give us a little DM or comment underneath this video. Whatever floats your boat, honey bunch.
Completely.
But we are going to have to wrap this up. We will bring back long content very soon, angels.
Yeah, we will, promise.
We promise. We love it. But yeah, we are going to love and leave you. I hope you have a fabulous time. Yeah. I think next week's episode may have to come out on a Saturday, because it's Mother's Day on next episode.
Yeah.
So keep your eyes peeled for that.
Hi guys, it's me, Elle.
It's me, Elle. Hi. But yeah, we're going to love and leave you.
Thank you for watching again.
Thank
and for the
you.
continued support.
Of course, it means so much to us little tranny folks over here trying to live our best lives. But yeah, we're gonna love and leave you. Please stay safe. Keep your head held high. Obviously, we'll also link if you are struggling with your mental health. We will link
Samaritans down below.
Down below. Please go and get tested.
Yes.
We will link the organisation that I personally use to be tested at home, and you can post it and keep your sexual health healthy. And we'll link that, and obviously we will link.
Because testing is
what?
Fundamental.
People who test get tens
Across the board.
Yes, queen. But anywho, this is the end of this ball.
Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend.
You have been the one. You have been the one for me.
I never knew love like this before. And now I'm lonely. I'm never lonely forevermore.
Never
Since you came into my life.
Okay.
Bye, divas. We love
Bye,
you.
diva.
Mwah.
Bye. Cut the cameras. Cut the lights. Oh. Sashay. Shantae. Oh! Right, let's cut this shit.
Cunt.
It's been a pleasure as always.
The kettle's on.
Gail, hurry up. We're on live.
Oh shit, sorry.
Come on. Oh, Gail, right. Come on. Let's do this.
Come on, right.